New Hampshire's 15 most interesting facts. Did you know that one of the first serial killers in the United States was born in New Hampshire? New Hampshire was the 9th state to join the United States of America on June 21, 1788, and is known as the Granite State, or the White Mountain State. It is the 41st most populous state, with 1,359,711 people, as of 2019. Vermont, Massachusetts, and Maine all share a border with New Hampshire.
It is the smallest state in the Union, covering 9,349 square miles, 24,214 square kilometers, of land and sea. New Hampshire's capital is Concord, which is located in the state's southwest corner.
1. For at least 11,000 years, New Hampshire has been inhabited. The Paleo-Indians were the first people to settle in the area that is now known as New Hampshire. Between 13 and 10,000 BC, they were brave hunter-gatherers who colonized the majority of the Americas. There were numerous indigenous tribes living in North America before European colonialism occurred. Many of them shared cultural traits and spoke distinct varieties of the Abenaki language. The Ossipee, Sokoke, Pigwacket, Winnipesaukee, Cowsuck, and Pennacook were some of the early tribes who lived before European settlement, although they are now referred to as the Abenaki people. 2. The majority of New Hampshire's Native Americans currently reside in Canada. When Europeans came in the 1600s, they unwittingly brought something with them that would cause more harm to the local Native Americans than their firearms ever could.
That item was smallpox and influenza, which were the most common diseases at the time. It decimated the local inhabitants long before any conflicts erupted, wreaking havoc on them since they lacked immunity to the new diseases. The few Abenaki who survived the initial biological assault rapidly recognized that they needed to act quickly if they were to survive. Through marriage, some assimilated with the invading European populations, while the bulk migrated north into Canada. Only about 1,000 Abenaki people survive in New Hampshire today, with only a few of them speaking their native tongue. 3. New Hampshire began as a fishing settlement. Captain John Smith, who traveled along the New England coast and commented on its pure beauty, first told England about the territory we now name New Hampshire in 1614. Following this, Captain John Mason obtained a land grant to create a fishing colony on the modern-day New Hampshire-Maine border. The first settlement in this new colony was established in 1629 by a company led by Scotsman David Thompson on the site of what is now the town of Rye, which was previously known as Panaway. A second settlement, commanded by Edward and Thomas Hilton, was established near the present-day town of Dover. 4. North Virginia was the initial name for New Hampshire.
Virginia Colony, England's first colony in North America, was founded by Captain John Smith. He was the first to sail north and report on the coast of New Hampshire. He originally intended for the territory to be known as North Virginia, after the Virginia colony. Soon after, King James changed the name to New England. This name was used until 1629, when John Mason established the province of New Hampshire. 5. For many years, Massachusetts ruled over New Hampshire. The province of New Hampshire was relatively ungoverned between 1629 and 1641. It was mostly made up of a few fishing villages along the New Hampshire coast. In 1641, the citizens of New Hampshire elected to join the Massachusetts colony since they lacked any kind of governance. For the next 100 years, Massachusetts governed New Hampshire infrequently, with New Hampshire becoming self-governed on occasion. When Benning Wentworth was appointed as the new governor of New Hampshire in 1741, the state officially broke away from Massachusetts. Benning served as governor of New Hampshire until his death in 1770. John Wentworth, his nephew, served as the colony's last governor. 6. The Constitution of New Hampshire was the first of the 13 colonies to be established. The residents of New Hampshire grew increasingly dissatisfied with the way Britain governed them from afar in the decades leading up to the American Revolution. New Hampshire had traditionally been more self-reliant than the other 13 colonies. As a result, they were among the first to rebel against their colonial masters. While Massachusetts was launching its first public acts of insurrection in 1775, the New Hampshireites were ready to help. Despite the fact that they were not the first to revolt, they were the first of the 13 colonies to establish an independent government in January 1776, based on their constitution. After voting to ratify the newly formed United States Constitution, New Hampshire became the 9th U.S. state in 1768. 7. During the American Civil War, 32,486 New Hampshireites fought for the Union. New Hampshire had a population of 326,073 people just before the Civil War broke out across the United States. Moreover, a tenth of the inhabitants of the state fought for the Union. New Hampshire supplied 18 infantry battalions, 2 artillery units, 3 rifle regiments, and a cavalry battalion throughout the conflict. During the Civil War, one of New Hampshire's infantry battalions, the 5th New Hampshire Volunteer Infantry, became renowned as one of the Union's strongest fighting groups. They were later known as the Fighting Fifth, and were commanded by Colonel Edward Ephraim Cross.